Hi, Miss Safi here. Thank you so much for joining me. In this lesson, we are going to discuss characteristics of success and apply them to the stories of the scientists that we read in this unit. So in this lesson, we'll examine the characteristics of success, like I said, and then we'll also examine the characteristics that help the scientists in this unit achieve what they did in their fields. Let's look here on the screen. Hopefully this gets you thinking about success. So, does this picture here make you think of people who are successful? And here's a quote about success from Brian Tracy, who says, "Successful people are simply those with successful habits." I've heard that our habits set our destiny, so maybe that makes sense. And then Edison, the great inventor, said, I haven't failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's definitely the attitude of a successful person. So these are just some things to get you thinking. What does success mean to you? What sort of images come to mind when you think of successful people? So let's look at some characteristics of successful people. Maybe these words come to mind for you, or you have other ones that come to mind. A successful person is someone who's observant. They notice the details around them. They're opportunists in that they see an opportunity and they take advantage of it. They are innovators. They come up with ideas. They're visionaries. They can see ahead when most people are still stuck in the present. They're instinctive. They follow their gut feeling. If something feels right to them, they go with it. And they are definitely problem solvers. They come up with solutions to things that they see around them, problems that they see around them. So I'm sure many of these apply to people in your life, as well as the successful scientists that we read about. So what makes a person successful? So in this unit, you read about 5 scientists who were very different, yet all of these scientists were very successful. Think about some of the differences among the scientists you read about. How were they different? Think about that for a second. And then let's move on to the next screen and see if some of my answers match yours. So they lived in different times. They lived in different places. Marie Curie was a woman. The others were men. Williams, one of the scientists you read about, was an African American, while the others were white. And some of the scientists were formally educated and others were self-taught, but they were all successful. In this particular lesson, we're going to take a closer look at Faraday, Tesla, Curie, and Fermi. And then for Williams, I'm not going to go over it in this lesson, but I want you to think about Williams in the same way that we're thinking about the other scientists. So start by thinking about your reading observations, just to explain what each person's contribution to science is, and then the 3 most important characteristics that help them achieve their success. So let's start with Michael Faraday. So what was his main contribution to science, and then what 3 characteristics led to his success? Now, he may of course have more than 3 characteristics that led to his success, but we're just going to focus on 3. So think about that for a second and then move on to the next screen with me to see if our answers match in any way. So Michael Faraday's contribution to science was mainly making electric current from a magnet. And then the characteristics that led to his success are he was hardworking, questioning, he read a lot, he was daring, and he persevered even when things weren't going his way. Did you come up with some of the same ideas? At Nicola Tesla. So what was his contribution to science and what characteristics led to his success? Think about that for a second and then follow along on the next screen with me. Nicola Tesla's contributions to science are listed here. The coil, the water wheel, the wireless transmissions. And then the characteristics that led to his success are that he was hardworking, a little dramatic, he was a risk taker, independent, and he was not motivated by money. So what do Tesla and Faraday have in common? Which characteristics of success led to their success that these 2 individuals had in common? Marie Curie, the female in our group here. What did she contribute to science? Well, radium and radioactivity, two very important concepts. And her attributes of success were that she is was a hardworking person. She also persevered even when things weren't going right. She was definitely determined, very studious, and again, not motivated by money. So if you notice, all these successful people have a natural curiosity for learning, a desire to expand their minds, which then helps them to think up these innovative ideas that they had. And then we have Fermi. What was his contribution to science and what characteristics led to his success? Did you think of the same things here, such as the contribution being the splitting of the atom? And then again, look at the characteristics: scholarly, hardworking, patient, methodical, visionary. These two we saw with our other scientists also. So you notice that there is a trend with successful people. So what's your opinion? Who's the greatest of all these? To recap, we examined the characteristics of success. We examined the characteristics that help the scientists in this unit achieve what they did in their fields. And I wish you great success in this unit and more. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to Kmail me or message me on Skype. Thanks so much. Take care.